Hi. Doing a bit better here. How about you? I've backed off and widened the screen so we can enjoy the rainbows on the wall. All right, I have a journal for you from 1017, and that Mayan day was for eagle. Oh, and I have a link I'm giving you to an Abraham video. It's 9 minutes, and it's on core beliefs, finding my core beliefs. And I found it really useful. It's very likely not what one would expect when thinking of what are one's core beliefs. And since our whole reality is based on our beliefs, self-observation and finding those core beliefs will really juice our, I don't want to say progress, but it just helps. All right, how are your changes coming along? I'm tuning into mine just now, so I write. You too may at times find it beneficial to write. When you feel things going on within, things you maybe can't quite seem to get a good handle on, writing from heart can bring forth wonders, seeming miracles even. You won't know if you don't do it, of course. So, what is going on here? Things are coming together at last. Seems they've been falling away, falling apart for so long that it almost feels strange to feel a together sort of a moment. I embrace and taste it. I enjoy. And yes, that is what this is about. Enjoying. We are, each and every one of us, meant to enjoy each and every moment of our experience here. Only we forgot. Very strange, but oh well. It just is what it is, and now we're remembering. We can surely enjoy that. We don't have to remember lots of details, lots of facts. That's not at all what this is about. That's mind. This remembering is on a far deeper level here in heart. So leave mind aside as usual when listening here. Be always in heart. Otherwise, you'll interpret my words wrongly and won't know what is meant, though you will think you do. Do tune in. This is, let's call it, soul remembering. Everything is finally, oh, finally coming together for us. Now, don't let your eyes deceive you. Refuse to believe them just as you refuse to believe mind when it cries out some problem or other it has found, or some supposed block. That's all stuff and nonsense, or it can be, if that is our choice. What say you? Wouldn't you rather go deeper, even much deeper than that? I would, so let's go. Soul remembering. We forgot to have fun. Well, now we recall, so let it sink in. You are here to enjoy. Yet even that doesn't address it precisely. It's not that we're here to have fun so much as it is that fun or enjoyment is the natural outcome of our presence, wherever we are. That's what is natural until you forget. Let's drop all the forgetting right now. Let it go. Set your intent to remember, to have the sole remembrance of it all that your own inner self or higher self would release. So, we drop all forgetting. And after all, it was us doing that all along. We may have set it up to look like it was something done to us by some other hand, but it's not so. That's not even possible. Stick with heart, remember, to have this keep making sense, heart sense. So, we choose no more forgetting. It is a time of putting the self back together, of remembering, for we were dismembered before we made this choice, set this intent. Now we are not. Feel your togetherness. It is a choice. And you are divine, so you can have this if you make that choice. I'll say it again though, stay out of mind. Don't let mind get a grip on this, or it'll take you off in alternate directions. They're not bad, they're just not where I'm going. So forget about remembering other lifetimes, details like that. Let that all go. It will come when it will. Can you hear me? If you want true soul or heart remembrance, then let mind take a rest. Stay in heart or you lose the flow. We are meant to enjoy every moment, every experience. We deserve this. Stay out of mind. Don't question, just be in heart for now. Question it later. We are not meant to toil and suffer at all. Not one bit. And we can stop it at any point if we make the choice. Be empowered. The only thing in the way is the self. For all of us, the self. We've made some previous choices that will clash with this. We all have. And with those choices, we created some beliefs. Those beliefs now clash with what we want to do here. What to do about that? Well, self-observe for one thing. You go no farther until you deal with those beliefs. But first you must see them. Thus, self-observation. We have no idea of our power, my friends. The power inherent in self-observation, which is a form of seeing, is immense beyond our current ability to comprehend. We have so much raw power going unused that it's little wonder it's been vampirized by those just above us in frequency and dimensions who can clearly see it languishing there idle. So they took advantage. No big deal. Why not? Because now we're waking up, so that's over. Over whenever we are ready that it should be so. That's taking our power back. It's not so hard. Nothing is. Difficult or hard is something we had to make up and then believe. We tricked ourselves. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to have this 3D experience we've been having. Nothing wrong with that. Heck, we even had fun with it. It takes soul remembering, though, to call it back, to enter into the joy we're meant to taste with every bite. The power of our intent is truly divine, because we are. It is no small thing, intent. You are no small thing. Your every heartbeat influences the universe and the cosmos. It carries your vibration. It's how you make a difference just by your very being, even asleep. That's all it takes, being. You're that powerful. Now, this is really going to rock once it's all sorted out. But, and it's a very big but, we've got to thread our way through the matrix we created by our beliefs. And that can be a bit tricky, for mind will try and try hard to be involved, to take the lead in things. That's what it's used to, after all. That was part of the script. So, this is the trickiness, to be and remain alert. For that, we have to be present. Remaining in heart is what it will take. Mind thinks it can do this, but it surely can't. Maybe your mind knows this already. Maybe you have it tamed, or nearly so, and that would be fine. Still, stay alert. You won't thread this matrix from the head, so don't let mind celebrate. It can join in the fun later, but as a second lieutenant under heart. You have power. Exercise it consciously. Dust it off. Brush off the tarnish of the ages that's collected there in all the crevices. We each have tremendous power. Think, or rather visualize, superheroes. You are that, and so am I. We all are. Do what needs to be done to come into acceptance of this. Clear away those old programmed beliefs. They don't hold you back. You not taking charge is what holds you up. Nothing else. You. You are in charge of you. Shut the mind up when it would come in with its, well, but what about this? Or this over there kind of stuff. Just don't listen. Learn to clearly distinguish the vibration, the frequency of mind energy and heart flow or energy. They can be clearly distinguished, but from heart, not head, of course. Now, there is much I have to share here, but this groundwork must be laid first, and that's what this is. Will it be done? Will it all come forth? Who knows? Partly it depends upon you. We all do this together. There is no separation at all. You speak here as much as I do. We're all linked up. Each one supports or sometimes hinders the rest. So we all have an effect not just on ourselves. Our lives mean so much more than the smallness we've been taught. Cast out and keep casting out those old beliefs in smallness, in being a victim, in being powerless, yada, yada, yada. Choose to invest great swaths of time not listening to mind. Your everyday consciousness can be a form of meditation this way. And again, it's a choice, and the choice does have to be made. Those going forward are doing that via the heart. Those who choose mind, in effect, are choosing 3D. Does that make sense to you? It sure does to me. 3D is mind. 5D and above is heart, or at least that's what I access. What is your choice? Whatever that is, get about implementing it. Soon the acceleration of time will be so immense that your every thought will manifest right where you are. Are you ready for that? Are any of us? Just go through one day, if you like, and pretend that every single thought, no matter how subtle, how minor, would manifest instantly. Look at that day closely, maybe journal it that night, and see what you would have made of it, what you created. See how you feel about that. And as you do this, you are attuning to heart. You're connecting up. This is another form of self-observation, but of course, I'll leave it to you to digest what sort of creation you would have made that day, whether of light or of dark in every moment. And that is the responsibility that comes with such immense power as you natively wield. Start adjusting, adapting to that power, to the sense of it. It may come with a heavy weight, but it's not unpleasant. As mankind, the so-called little people, we're not any more used to wielding such power. The powers that were have taken that over, taken it away from everyone but themselves to the extent that they could. Well, that's over. Their day is done. You don't have to do anything to make it so either. It just is. So clear out all old beliefs in their awesome power. No such thing. Not anymore. It was all a chimera, a fraud anyway, that we chose to participate in. So no judgment, no whining, no victims here. Tremendous work can now be done in our garden of belief, work that will set us up nicely to take back and make good use of our native power. No one is suitable or suited to wield this power, however, who remains in mind. And that's a sacrifice, so-called, that some, perhaps many, and perhaps unwisely, are not willing to make just yet, to leave mind. Don't let that be you, okay? Look to self, always self. Your trials and troubles stem from nowhere else. Accept this. It's empowering. And begin to wield the power it brings. Okay, this is enough. There is much here for you, for every light being. I myself will be going back over it a number of times, letting it all soak and sink deeply in. Change can be lightning fast now, if that's what we want. So choose it. It's that easy already, even if it doesn't seem so. The seeming will fade away once we get good at the choosing. We're out in the lead, my friends, carrying the torch for the rest. We have the power to know what is. All appearances to the contrary, so what? That doesn't matter, not to those centered within. As they say, we march to the beat of a different drummer. Don't limit the self. That's the message here, and that's what we've all been engaged in these many long embodiments of late. We've got some very old momentums going over many lifetimes, many embodiments. Embodiments where we were meant to embody the God that we truly are, or are a part of, or linked up with, or an emanation of, whatever. Well, they all culminate right now, right this minute, and every minute is the time of choice. Don't wait for 12:21. Our choices count for so much more than we were ever told this time around. Well, now we're getting to know this. I'm sure it's been shown to you just as it has to me. Your choices count so much simply because you count so much. You wield the power of the divine. Source beams, one and all, coming back home to themselves. Let it be a time of quiet joy. Well, why not? Wipe away that frown of consternation from your face. No time for that. Instead, remember joy. It can all be enjoyed, my friends. I promise you that. It's purely internal shifting that must be done among those beliefs. That's all. Let's leave our fellow man or woman alone with this, at least for now. See to the self. Nothing else. Very soon now we will all come to see that the whole outer world is nothing but a reflection of what we carry within. Nothing is out there. There is no out there. It's just a myth made up by those who would control us. Let that go. Trust nothing of the old ways, not without first running it through heart. Let's let heart be the gatekeeper to the soul, to the embodiment. Be willing to master your mind, not to shut it up, for that's not possible, not by brute force. Instead, take back your power and remember that it is you who are in charge here, and you are not mind. You are not body. Choose to simply ignore mind when it's not cooperating and subservient to heart. You can do that. Again, like everything else, it's a choice. Okay, that's all I wrote, but as I went through there, more than a few minds piped up to say, how can I enjoy when I'm having a hard time, when I'm stressed, when I'm depressed, when I'm being beaten up? Or how can I enjoy when I'm witnessing starving people in a video? On and on and on the mind will go. So let's look at that. First of all, it violates the primary rule to stick with now and with here and with self. Just because something can't solve all the problems of the world externally is meaningless. That is mind chasing its tail around. Okay? That which appears to be negative is a reflection of what's going on within. I may link you up to a video or two that may be hard to watch. There's this wonderful, gentle man, an Israeli, Eldad, and I probably said it wrong. Eldad is his first name. And his thing is called Hope for Paws, Paws. And he's the greatest animal rescuer, dog rescuer mostly, I've ever witnessed. And you see things at times that will break your heart, so to speak. And your compassion, your empathy overflows and drips out of your eyes as you watch. I was watching, and I frequently cry, you know, when I watch these things, but you know what? They always end well. I was watching one of them where a dog was, I mean, it couldn't have been more miserable. And actually, this wasn't one of Eldad's. It was one of those related videos that I clicked on called Abandoned Dog. It was in such misery that all it could do was stand very awkwardly, very uncomfortably, and hang its head. And you could see where it was just trying to make it through the next minute, and the next minute, and the next minute. It had given up. I didn't like watching this. Someone, and you know many people had seen the dog, someone turned around and went back and rescued that dog. They didn't know if it would survive. I mean, its shape was so terrible. Don't watch the video if you don't feel like your heart tells you to, okay? This dog was hurting. But as I watched it and the tears overflowed, I was thanking it. Thanking it for choosing to enter a life like that. To reflect us back to ourselves so that we could see and do something about it. This isn't the total answer why, friends, but this is why a 9/11 happens. This is why a tsunami occurs. The people, the hundreds of thousands that crossed over in the tsunami, or the 3,000 or 4,000 that did so in the 9/11, those souls volunteered for that. As humanity, surely we can recognize that it takes really tough stuff to wake us up. That's the whole thing about, you have to get to the very bottom before you can pick yourself up, shake yourself off, and take a different track. And this dog is a very brave soul, and he did make it. And he's alive and happy and fat and furry and joyous now. And he's touching so many hearts, opening those hearts. Don't let it, you'll be tempted to the poison of resentment or anger or judgment or hatred. Don't choose that. Now, I've said, or it's been said in this journal, that we can enjoy every moment. And so there I am sitting there crying over the tremendous suffering of this animal. And what arises from this set of beliefs? Joy, gratitude, thanksgiving, and honoring of the being, of the dog, of the elemental, the soul, who was willing to endure that. Now, some of you might not say that's enjoyment, but there is joy in that. There's appreciation, there's gratitude, there's thanksgiving, there's perception of beauty there. Do you see? And this is sticking with now here. In my now here moment of being with the experience of this dog. The souls that are starving, everyone that has something bad or even terrible happening to them is a volunteer, and that includes you. All right? We're reflectors. We're so bright and shiny, and we have reflective surfaces. You're me and I'm you. We're all the facets, the multitudinous facets of Source. Perspective. Have a flexible perspective, my friends. Good day, good life, good now.